I'm live. All right, so we want to invite people. Copy the clipboard, stick that there, put that there, put that there, and there. And then we will pin it. Oh, no, I can't do that. Oh, no, what did I do? Can't. Yeah, I can't do that. All right, so here we go. I'm working on it. All right, so I gotta do this. There it is. Boom, and pin it. Pin message. There you go. All right. Anybody wants to show up while I do my baits? That's what we're doing. Just doing an order. So I'm putting tail spinners on this lipless. Awesome. Got hit first time throwing it out, man. It was like bam. Then I lost it, but I know it works. So I'm doing some testing on some other ones, and if you saw my video earlier, you'll see some new paint that I have. We put these in these cases. Little things like pillowcases. So that's what they're called. You stick them in there like that. And there you go. And then I'll put a sticker on it for sale. So these will be for sale tomorrow at Lake of the Woods Marina. Awesome bait. Awesome bait. Awesome bait. Oh, and then I'm going to be testing these out tomorrow. So this is some of the ones I'm going to be testing. So these are two of the same baits, but I rigged them differently. So this is just a little bubble bait. So I did the same thing. I put a spinner on the back without a hook. I wanted to see if it got more hookups this way than this way. If it gets more fish. So I'm giving that a shot. And then this one I just painted for me. So this is a sort of a gold crappie looking one. Put a tail spinner on it. And then this thing, I call this one my Ukraine one. It's got mylar on the inside, so it reflects different colors. But I'm going to put a tail spinner on that. So we are, those are the ones I'll be fishing with tomorrow. I think they'll work really, really well. That's why I do it. Every time I paint a bait, I think it's going to do really, really well. Sometimes I'm gravely disappointed. Not often, but sometimes I am. There's this one that's only caught one fish, so I think it'll do better. So I just got to keep working and see what I can do with it. So these are number 6 hooks on this. It's not a real big lipless, but it's got a small one either. So put number 6 hooks on it. So I'm going to drop that down in the little pillowcase. And I got some beautiful ones here. Wait till you see the next one. This is the last one of the lipless. We'll go on to a square bill. Wait till you see it. It's real pretty. So again, these will be at Lake of the Woods tomorrow. Keep selling out. I have a hard time keeping up, and I knew I would come fishing season. So lipless is great year round. So I mean, people buy this, they'll get trout, they'll get bass. In fact, I caught a big trout on this. That's what I did. Something by adding the added flash, to the bait with the tail spinner, it just works better. Costs more though. Not everybody will want to pay the cost. But all right, let's go on to these. Now, this is a really cool bait. Look at this. It's a magenta. I put scale patterns on it, false eye on it. It is just really a good looking bait. Gorgeous bait. Gorgeous bait. So let's get this one done. I wish I could play music, but YouTube would ban my audio. So, but we'll get these done. Put split rings on them. I got to clear off all the holes, from the epoxy that may have clogged it up, and I did that earlier. So, but yeah, I'll be out on the water tomorrow, the Lake of the Woods, catching fish with these new baits. Really interesting about these two little baits. I know they work. I just want to see if adding the spinner on the back, removing the hook, actually will create more attention, get more hits. I'm just wondering if I can get, a good hookup on it, on the hits. So that's what we're working on. And that's what I do. I mean, basically I test out these designs, the patterns, some of these patterns are just weird looking, but they work. So, because I've tested them, I know they do work. So, and this lavender, this magenta, or some people call it pink. It's actually magenta, but it works. I think it's just the brightness of the color, especially at Lake of the Woods, because we have clear water at Lake of the Woods. We don't have stained water there. So in a clear water environment, this bait is just, the fish has never seen this. A fish never seen a pink bait before. And they hit it. They hit it. Ooh, I got another one there for me tomorrow. A micro glide bait. Wait till you see that. And here's my other one. Okay. I got some green ones up here too. 2 different designs. Again, it's quite interesting when you add a certain color pattern to it. Things like stripes. Stripes work really, really well. But so does adding a tad bit of orange or a brighter color on it. So without the stripes. Again, by changing it up just a little bit, giving the fish something they've never seen, they hit it. More likely they're going to hit it. And a color like this magenta, is just, I know, you're thinking, what made you? But, I tried it first in my ice fishing baits, and it worked really well. And so then I tried it in my open water baits, and it still worked really well. So I'm good. I'm good with it. We're going to add a tail spinner to this with number 4 hooks on this. And so clean that out a bit. But that is, bait making, life cooking. Guan Guimson. Hello. How are you doing? How you doing? That's Japanese. I don't speak Japanese, though. I can speak some Chinese, Mandarin, but not Japanese. So, all right. So we need number 4 spinners. Here we go. Number 4 spinners need 5 of these. Spinners. All right. So we got 1, 2, 3 right here, and we need 2 more. 2 more. All right, good. I ain't staying home. Going fishing. That's the whole point. The whole point is to go fishing. So it's not too bad up in Oregon. It's not too bad here. Okay, I need some more number 4s. So I dropped all my hooks and they got messed up. So now I'm picking through them, finding the big, finding the right sizes. Is that crazy? I don't know what. I dropped all of them on the floor. That was not fun, especially since I got carpet. One more. There we go. 5 and 5. All right, so please hit like and subscribe. So, I mean, this is yes, you can find catfish in Klamath Lake. We have bullhead catfish in Klamath. Nothing of huge size, but it's the West Coast. We here in the West Coast, we don't have those 60 pounders, but you can get a decent sized catfish out of the lake. I've seen quite a few, so y'all can do that. So this is the way this one looks, all hooked up. So that's what that looks like, all hooked up. Isn't that pretty? That's pretty. That is just plain old pretty. That'll sell. And it'll catch fish too, because I've used it. All of these I've used at Lake of the Woods. And again, the difference is Lake of the Woods is clean water. It's clear. It's not stained. It's not dirty. So that's why you could take this at Lake of the Woods, catch a bunch of fish, but then you can take it down to Topsy and not catch anything because Topsy's so yucky. It's terrible water. These are so hard to fit in this package. Oh my goodness. Really hard to fit in this package. Might have to put number 6 size hooks on this. Let's see. It's a tight fit. If you buy these, then cut the package off. Cut the package off. All right, let me see if I can get it in. Might have to make that. I'll make that hook smaller. We'll make those 4s into 6s. When you don't have a 0 in front of it, the bigger the number, the smaller the hook. I know it don't make sense. Somebody started it. All right, let's take those off. Let's put these back in my box. Get the next size smaller, which is a 6. Try not to hook myself too much. These look like 8s. There we go. Look much better. Much better. All right. I hate when I drop one. Here it is. Woo! 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, good. I'll do that with the other ones too. All right. Now, let's put this smaller hook on here. We got a 4 on the back. We're good. 4 and a 6. Put the big one on the back where it'll really wag. These things have great action in the water. They really do. All right, here we go. Okay, so, yeah, that's fine. Okie dokie. Let's see if I can get it in this package. Again, it's hard to get it in this package. You just got to fit it just right. And just like that. Bam. So that's the way the package looks like. Pretty, huh? Pretty packaging. Randomize. If you guys want to jump on, just hit that link. We'll talk. If not, you can just watch me put stuff on all these baits for tomorrow and take them to Lake of the Woods and get them back, get them stocked up in the store again. We're just sell. Never sold so many baits in my life. It is kind of fun. I mean, it's really nice of them to do it. And then it's just fun to see my baits catch fish, It's just that's really the fun part. See, there it is. There's another one. Let's get another little package again. Boop. Thanks, Randomize. This is actually, this color, it's pink or magenta. It's actually magenta, but people say it's pink. It's so beautiful in the water. It's so bright that the fish hit it. And, they've never seen anything like that before. They never have. They never seen a pink fish. And they hit it just because it's so beautiful. It's so shiny. Especially with adding a tail spinner on it. It's really, 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 really shiny. And it swims. It looks like swim bait. It just looks really good in the water. I did buy smaller swivel hooks or spinner hooks for some smaller baits too. So I've done some. Oh, I did a bluegill today. Oh, it's such a gorgeous. Got a brand new Pache airbrush, which I'm a big Pache fan. It's a USA made airbrush, really nice. And I owned a Pache, 40 years ago, almost 40 years ago, when I was a starving artist. Thanks, bud. And my wife met me. I mean, that's when we met, is when I was airbrushing. And I asked her out in the art store I worked at. So, over 35 years ago. Let's see, we've been married 35, so it was 2 years before, so 37 years ago. A long time ago. That's when I asked her out. Oh, I was so terrible. Thanks, Randomize. Hey, Hook. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe, guys. I know some of you have already good subscribers. You're good people. But oh my goodness. Let's get this split ring open. Get this hook on. Hook on. Hooks for Real TV. So anyway, I know some people say, Mike, why in the world did you make a pink bait? I go, and then I put a spinner on the back, and you're thinking, that ain't never going to catch a fish. Well, you'd be wrong. Because it catches fish. I know. I caught fish with it. And I've even used this design in ice fishing, and it works in ice fishing. So, Randomize.
Hey.
Hey, bud.
I wanted to hop on to see if you remembered me.
I remember you.
During visiting
Yeah,
Plymouth, what, a month ago? Maybe a
yeah,
little less.
I remember. Yeah, how you been?
Pretty good. How about you?
Uh, yeah, I've been this this PTSD that I got from that accident on the lake.
Oh, okay.
Um, I almost died out on the lake. It's just I have good days, I have bad days, and it's sort of like a roller coaster. But
Okay.
I think I'm getting through it. I think I'm getting through it.
I'm
I mean,
honestly
everybody.
really tired. I just got back from a week long camp. It's been like high 70s, low 80s all week.
Yeah.
Been doing a lot of walking around.
Where'd you go?
Um, Malala, I think. It was on a friend's property.
Ah, okay. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Oh,
It
that's
was
why you
really
do.
it was really fun but really tiring at the same time.
We always need a vacation from our vacations.
Yeah.
We go back to work and we're just exhausted because we played too hard.
Yeah.
But see, that's the nice thing about being retired. I can play as hard as I want whenever I want, and I don't have to go back. Well, I do work twice 2 days a week,
Yeah.
so I mean, but that don't really count. I have too much fun at work. You know that.
Yeah.
I'm always having fun at work. So yesterday was crazy because the lodge had a fire and they had to
Uh,
evacuate the lodge and they shut down the lodge yesterday. So everybody came down to the pizzeria
uh,
and we were we were so tired. I was so exhausted. So this is a micro glide bait I'm going to use tomorrow. See, it's a little
nice.
swim bait. It's just a little guy.
Yeah.
And these things work really well. So I'm going to set this up with some really small hooks. Well, I got to find some really small. Oh, here, I got two small split rings right here. Never know. So that's I'm gonna do some testing tomorrow out on the water. So these
Okay.
two, these two, let's see, same bait, two different ways of hooking it up. See, I put a spinner on the back, but
Yeah.
no hook. I just wanted to see if I get more hits on this and
Versus
not
the other
lose
ones.
fish than two hooks on the same bait.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play with both of these, and I know both of them will work. I just want to know if this one is going to work more,
Okay.
and it's going to catch more fish. And if it does, I mean, great, because hooks cost more than spinners. I can make more of those cheap.
Yeah.
So that'll be a good one. That'll be an inexpensive bait, but people have to know how to work little baits. Little baits, you got to go agonizingly slow in the water.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys, they just grab it and they just throw it out there and pull it in, and they don't work. Like this little guy, this little itty bitty glide bait, he's the same thing as this guy, same thing as that, just
Yeah.
a lot smaller. You work them the same way, but at like a fraction of the speed, super super slow. But boy, it looks so good in the water.
Sure
So
does. How warm is it supposed to be in Klamath tomorrow?
what's that?
How warm is it supposed to be in Klamath tomorrow?
Well, it's supposed to be, what is it, 92 tomorrow?
92.
It was 95 today.
It got up to like 98 here in Oregon City today. It's supposed to be like 93 tomorrow.
Oh, really? Oh, man. Well, you guys are on the other side of the Cascades. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody came to Lake of the Woods this weekend because it was over 100 degrees in Medford. So everybody in Medford came over, and it was like, oh, and then we had that fire, and it was like, oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I love our customers, but I was just so tired. I was going to go fishing after work. I was too tired to go fishing.
I think my dad went drag racing in Medford.
Oh,
He
yeah?
drag races.
I didn't know they had a drag race track there. They do, huh? Nice. I haven't really explored Medford, but I know that there's a dirt track, oval dirt track somewhere nearby. There's a World
Yeah.
of Outlaws.
The
Street
drag strip in Medford, like not more than couple 100 feet, maybe, has like a circle dirt track right next to it.
Yeah, that's probably where the World of Outlaws are. You know, I got to take my son to the World of Outlaws because I used to go to them all the time.
Okay.
And something better. I mean, they're 900 horsepower winged sprint cars on a quarter mile or a 1/3 mile dirt track. They put 16 of those cars on there. You ain't never. This is the best show on dirt. I mean, it is such a fun time. God, it's so much fun. Those guys are nuts. So here's my next one. It's sort of a crappie pattern, but sort of a perch look. So this is really cool. Turned out really good. So that'll catch. I mean, these catch fish. I know they catch fish because I already used them. And then, you know, the patterns are very similar. So it's like once I figure out a good pattern, you know, it's just a matter of translating it onto other baits.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. Oh, look at this one. Oh, I did this one today. Oh. New airbrush, new paint. This is my bluegill. Now, this guy sent me. It's not clear coat, doesn't have eyes yet. Just painted it today. But look at this thing.
That's pretty cool.
Isn't that beautiful? That is a beautiful, beautiful paint.
Yeah. That's
a color shifting green too. It's got gold in it, gold flecks in that green paint. So it's just really cool looking.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm going to fish this on Wednesday. That baby's going to catch some big old fish.
Yeah.
I know if it swims good. It's my first time using that blank.
Okay.
So hopefully it swims good. If it doesn't swim good, then it's a bust. It's just a pretty picture.
Yeah.
It's like a supermodel. It's just a pretty picture.
Yeah.
Who we got? We got Dr. Baconstein. Hey, good evening, everybody. It's crazy how small of a town this is. My family is part of the reason why the dirt tracks fence got extended. Oh my goodness! Oh, he's in Medford. Hey, Melinda. It says that there is crappie in Klamath Lake. Oh yeah, tons of crappie. Oh yeah, tons of crappie. They're hitting like easy right now too. You just walk out onto the dock, and there's like 100 of them underneath the dock. Crappie is the easiest fish to catch right now, easier than perch.
Sure
I mean, it is just such a simple fish to catch. You just drop down a little jig and start pulling them up. They're so easy to catch. Oh my goodness. But yeah, the crappie are probably the easiest fish right now to catch. A lot of trout still, but the bass are sitting on their beds because you can walk outside the marina and see the bass on the beds. They're just sitting there, and you can't, once once they're sitting on their eggs, they ain't going to move. So, but there are some bass hitting. I mean, we caught a 6-pounder a week ago at Lake of the Woods. Did you see that big old German brown I caught?
I
27
think I may have watched a little bit of that, but I don't think I've seen all of it yet.
Oh yeah, well, the highlight is me pulling it into my boat. Yeah, I was so shocked. I had never caught anything that big in freshwater before in my life.
Okay.
Oh, Jackson, Medford too. Yeah, man, we got Medford people here. You're Oregon City.
Yeah, I'm in Oregon City.
I know. It's like all of us are like locals.
Yeah.
We live near each other. Well, I'll be at Lake of the Woods tomorrow and Wednesday.
Okay.
And I'll do a live broadcast tomorrow on the channel. And hopefully, like I did, I was doing a live when I caught that big German brown. So you never know.
Yeah.
But usually when I do a live, it's really boring. You just hear me talk all the time. And then I stop recording and I start catching fish. And then nobody believes me. But last week wasn't too bad. I mean, we caught everything last week. Smallmouth, largemouth, crappie, perch, trout. I mean, everything but kokanee. I mean, and I really didn't go deep for kokanee. They're deep right now. So, but yeah, I did. Oh, I had a customer. I was being a nice guy, and I let him use my rod. I took him out, just being a nice guy. He bought one of my baits. I go, you want me to take you out and show you how to use it? He goes, oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Let him use my really good rod. We were docking. He laid it down outside the boat, and the dock caught it and snapped my rod into two.
Dang.
$120 rod.
That
Gone.
sucks.
Yeah. I ordered another one, so it'll come in this week. But I
Okay.
mean, he didn't. In fact, he didn't even apologize. Didn't say I'm
Really?
sorry. I mean, I understand people can't afford it, but at least say I'm sorry, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a
Sure. Translate into which language?
whatever. But yeah, he blamed me actually.
Really?
Yeah, it was just a bad moment. And I was just being a nice guy, taking a guy out on the boat and catching some fish. And he caught fish, but just I don't know. That was my frustration Monday. I was watching my pole snap in two.
If you accidentally break somebody's pole, at least say you're sorry.
Exactly. I have some remorse.
Yeah.
Especially for the guy who took you out fishing to,
Yeah.
fishing. You should. I mean, I didn't have to. But
I mean, it's not only did you just let him use your pole, you also took your time to be able to take him out onto the lake.
Yep. No, he was not an appreciative person, and that I think that's what hurts the most when that happens.
Yeah.
When people just don't show appreciation for a kindness.
Yeah.
But I'll get another pole. Here's the reel. So there's the reel that goes on the pole.
Okay.
Nice carbon fiber reel.
Yeah.
So is the pole. The pole's hand rolled carbon fiber.
Okay.
So I mean, really nice pole. I was catching fish and he wasn't. So we swapped poles. So he could catch fish because a pole does make a big difference. And when he used my pole, he caught fish. So, but again, I was really mad for days. I was, man.
I'm not really surprised at that, honestly.
But I take people. I mean, I give a lot of stuff away to kids and people and do nice things for them at the resort because I enjoy it. I like seeing people have a good time at the lake, but
you should always be appreciative too, especially if they're being nice to you.
Yeah, it's just frustrating. But that was. But I got a new airbrush today. Got new paint on. We got new baits. That little bluegill was a sample he sent me. So, he if that thing has good action in the water, I'm gonna be at like 50 of those things. I mean, it's just, this is
pretty
the perfect
cool
bait for me. I love ultralight baits, but a little 2.5 inch bait like this is just the perfect, and it's gorgeous. I mean, because I painted it well, but it looks like it should work really well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I got to put eyes on it tonight, and then tomorrow. Excuse me. Tomorrow I'll put some epoxy on it.
Okay.
Takes a couple days for epoxy to cure, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I might put it in the water a little before it completely cures. But anyway, that is a beautiful bait.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful bait. That'll catch fish too.
I like the spinner on the back with that one.
It makes a big difference. I don't know why. There are companies that put tail spinners on, and they work great. I mean, 6 Sense actually has one line that they put tail spinners on, and that's where I got the idea. But 6 Sense is the best hard bait company I've ever run across, but I just can't. Once I started making my own, I stopped buying 6 Sense, obviously, because I can make my own.
Yeah.
But putting tail spinners is just the smartest thing in the world.
Yeah.
It just makes such a huge difference in hookups. The fish just gravitate to it. So, hey,
Yeah.
trout sir, for real. Yep, Klamath Falls. Everybody, I mean, look at that, man. It's like this is a local show tonight. We got a local show. Everybody go to Lake of the Woods tomorrow. Oh, me? Oh,
I'd love to. Except my grandma's coming into town tomorrow, so.
oh, well, that's great. You know,
And
my
actually,
kids.
she's from Klamath Falls.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My kids never had a chance to meet my parents. They
Really?
died before. Yeah, my parents died well before my kids, and so they never got a chance to meet. Actually, I wish they would have met my mom.
Okay.
My mom was the best. So something about mom. See, us fathers, we get shortchanged. Moms are always better than dads. That's why they always say "Hi, mom" on TV. They never say "Hi, dad." So,
I actually never got to meet my grandpa from my mom's side
yeah.
because he died a month before I was born.
But my mother passed away 6 months. I think it was 6 months. Yeah, 6 months after my oldest was born. So
Okay.
technically, Becca did meet mom, but she don't remember. She was just a baby.
Yeah.
But my dad died a long time before that, so it was like, yeah, no. And then, with me, if you know, but I mean, I've almost died 6 times in the last 7 years. In fact, one time I did die right in front of my kids. They coded me in the hospital. They were in the hospital room when they put me on life support. And
Dang.
so, my kids are, we don't take it for granted. I mean, it's just, but every year I fight something off from dying.
Yeah.
I'm just tougher than death.
I'm sure.
Oh, he keeps knocking. I keep not answering the door. Yeah, but what happened a few months ago out in the water, that was just weird. I mean, being stuck out in frigid waters for 40 minutes, and I knew I was dying, because nobody could get a boat out to me, and drowning was just not acceptable. I knew that was uncomfortable. Breathing in water was not something I wanted to do. So I chose freezing to death because it was slower. And after a while, freezing is not that bad. After you not feel your legs and your arms and your skin all goes numb, it was like I was like, all right, I was hoping somebody can get a boat out to me or something, but and somebody did. It was
Eventually.
another 10 minutes, I would have been dead.
Yeah.
But you just out there hanging on in cold water. It was just like you just thinking this is the dumbest way to die. Who's that? Is that mom? Dad? Hey, mom and dad. I'm the Lake of the Woods guy. Making baits.
That was my dad. He just got home.
Oh, hey, Dad. Did I meet him too?
No, I don't think he did.
him?
No, I don't think so.
Well, you got to bring your dad by and go fishing.
Yeah.
That's the fun. I mean, dads want their sons to go fishing with them. I always want my boy to go fishing with me.
I'm sure at some point when I go with my dad to go to the races in Medford, at some point I'm sure I can take him down fishing at Lake of the Woods.
There you go.
Because I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, he grew up fishing at Lake of the Woods at some point.
Well, I would love to go. I'd like to go to the racetrack too. I haven't gone to the racetrack in Medford since we moved here, so okay. I gotta go online and check out World of Outlaws and see when they're coming to town again, and because I know they do, and I got to take my boy and maybe, I mean, I don't know if my girls would like this go, but it is so much fun. When you watch those wing sprint cars screaming around and sliding around, passing each other like crazy people, it is awesome. It is the most exciting thing in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, well, except for maybe catching that 27-inch German Brown.
Yeah.
That was pretty exciting. I mean, you watch the video. I actually put music over it because I don't cuss, but I did use a mild expletive when he jumped out of my boat. It was just, it was just the other word for crap. But I mean, but I don't
Yeah.
cuss. I don't cuss. So it's just like, and then my wife gives. I didn't even know I said it until I watched the video. Like, oh, that's bad. I can't say that word. And everybody at Lake of the Woods, they go, "You said a bad word." I go, "I know, I'm a bad man." I don't have a potty mouth. They have potty mouths, and they're all. I always tell them, "This is all about you." It's funny. I mean, I have such a good time with my team there. I mean, they're just good, they're good people.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, I lost you.
Oh.
There you are.
Just trying to figure out when the Waterlands racing event goes back to Medford.
Oh yeah.
It's a big water cooled event for all the drag cars that are water cooled rather than having a radiator.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta hit some races up there. I love going to races. I miss it. I haven't gone to a race in ages. I mean,
Yeah.
God, it's got to be about 10 years
Okay.
since I went to a race. 10 years is an awful long time.
But
I mean, to you, it's really long, but to me, it's still a long time.
my dad's been having a hard time here recently keeping his car together. He's been through 3 motors in a matter of 1 or 2 years.
I'm a gearhead. I know motors, man. I mean, I rebuilt a lot of big blocks, and I restored 269 Dodge Chargers. Has
Okay.
anyone here heard of the Jim Snook cartoons? I have not heard of. Have you heard of Jim Snook cartoons?
I have not.
My father was a professional cartoonist.
Okay.
He was syndicated in 3 countries.
Really?
Yeah, his cartoon strip was called The Goonies.
Oh, okay.
Not the movie. What are the odds that they came up with the same name of his cartoons? I mean, they
Yeah.
stole it. We know they stole it. But yeah, the Goonies was a political, religio satire back in the days when people could laugh at stuff like that.
Yeah.
But nowadays, if you do a religio political satire, people are offended. Oh,
Yeah.
you hate Catholics. Oh, you hate this or that or whatever. It was like, back then everybody could laugh.
Yeah.
Nowadays, everybody's so hypersensitive, it's ridiculous. But
Yeah.
I do a lot of art too, and I do cartoons and
Okay.
animation and stuff. When I had my stroke, I couldn't hold stuff.
Oh, okay.
But I could do a mouse, and because I could do a mouse, I did CG, computer graphics.
Okay. Yeah.
And mostly dragons. But see, my father's Goonies was based on dragons. That was his main character. And so
Yeah.
I don't know why I picked it. It's just because my dad was not a nice man, but he was extremely talented. I mean, he was in the cartoonist guild and stuff. And so he knew all the big names back then, Charles Schultz and people like that. But
Yeah.
Charles Schultz did Snoopy. Oh, look, I got a visitor. Like, oh, it's my cat.
Kitty cat.
This is a big cat. This is my Maine Coon. This is Bella. Yeah, he's really big. Look at him.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to take him on my boat.
I've got a couple of cats myself. Shade and Frankie.
This is Bella, and I have an Evie. And we have a little dog named. The dog's the smallest because my
Okay.
cats are much bigger than the dog. He was my great uncle. He was a pretty good cartoonist. Used to teach at OIT in North Medford High School. He used to sell his calendars in the Klamath Mall. Oh, neat. Well, that's neat. Yeah, my dad was not a nice man. Your dad was probably a nice man. And he didn't want to be my dad. Big old fat Italian with a bad temper.
I've also got a small little border collie puppy. He's just like 6 or 7 months old.
Oh, border collies are smart as a whip, but bounce off the walls.
Yeah, very high energy.
Yeah, he's got a big tree. I built a tree right here for him to climb and scratch on and
Okay.
get up there and look at me.
My cats are out hunting most of the day, so
Yeah, my cats are indoor cats. That guy I want to take out. Like I said, I want to take him out on the boat. He's leash trained.
Okay.
He thinks he's a dog. Bella thinks he's a dog. It's one thing about these things is just these big cats. They love water. They think they're dogs.
Yeah.
But Baconstein, I mean, do you? I'm gonna ask. Do you do cartoons? Does Dr. Baconstein, you do cartoons? Do you do any art? I mean, sometimes both my girls do a lot of art.
Okay.
And so I guess it sort of runs in the family. I've written 5 books, and my daughter, my oldest, has written a novel already. So it's like,
Nice.
yeah. So, I mean, it kind of does run in our family, the creative aspect of it. And, but yeah, I do these science fiction books, and I do some business books and stuff. So
Nice.
yeah, no, it is kind of fun. The business book got a lot of notoriety back in the day. I did some work in Taiwan because they had discovered me through my publication. So they called me up and wanted me to go to Taiwan. So I said, okie dokie. Went to Taiwan and worked over there for a little while.
Sure, that was fun.
It was a blast. It was a blast. Learned Chinese just enough to make people think I knew how to speak it. I didn't really. I mean, I knew how to speak it, but then they just start spouting off, and it's like, all right, you lost me.
Yeah.
I knew how to negotiate a good price at the market, though.
Yeah.
And because I have green eyes, the women always loved, to give me good deals, and their daughters. But I'm perfectly happy being married. But they always offered me their daughters. It was like, look, wold a tie tie, which means I have a wife. It's like, you don't do that. I'm happy. Oh my goodness, those people, they're funny. Okay, we got these. Yeah. All right, 5 more to do, I think. Yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20. So 20. That's what I'm bringing to Lake of the Woods tomorrow. So once I put these hooks on, these will be done. I got this big old, trolling bait.
Yeah.
Look at that beast. It's huge. I know. I went nuts. But that's a pattern that works. So a lot of people, you'll see this in the store, this pattern.
Yeah.
When I did it, I was just playing, and then I took it out to the lake and I started fishing with it, and the thing was just catching everything. I was like, this is genius. And it was I just wanted to do it.
Yeah.
I wish my grandfather says that the artistic gene skipped him. Okay. Well, you can have the artistic gene. I mean, my wife isn't real creative, and my son, he is, but he doesn't really use his creativity like the girls and I do. Yeah. See, I dropped every one of my hooks on my floor the other day. So basically, they're just messed up. And so I'm basically sorting through them, finding the right size hooks now.
I'm sure that's
They're all mixed up. Oh my goodness. It wasn't very fun because I dropped them, and this is a carpet. Yeah, you get them out of the carpet. I mean, hundreds of super sharp treble hooks. Oh well.
But I found out this last week I'm really good at throwing tomahawks.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a cool thing to do. I mean,
I don't know how many of you guys know about Corner 14. It's like a food trailer restaurant really close to my house, and they have a building that sells like beer and different drinks like that. But one of the things is that they do axe throwing.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm ready to go down there at some point to see how other people do and see how good I am compared to other people.
That is pretty cool. I've never been to Oregon City.
Really?
I mean, we only moved here 2 years ago, so I haven't really explored,
Okay.
On the other side of the Cascades.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to Medford 3 times, I think, and once to Agate Lake just to go fishing, and then I told my wife it had a mall, so that got us there a couple more times. She was so happy when we moved to Fresno. So here's this other one. She was so happy when we moved to Fresno because it had 3 malls. She was like Nirvana. She's like, oh my gosh, it's like you're looking for the yellow brick road and the little munchkins, because the Wizard of Oz was in town. It's like 3 malls. It was great. And we lived in Fresno for 22 years as a couple. She lived there before that. So that's a hot town. Horrible air quality too. So, and that's why one of the reasons, when I picked a town to retire in, I picked this town because it was cooler.
Yeah.
And it was just nice. I mean, when we visited this town, it was just nice people.
I'm sure.
And it was small. It wasn't too small. So it was, but yeah, I like Klamath Falls.
Klamath Falls is pretty fun.
Yeah, it's off the beaten track a little bit. So,
yeah,
it's not like you guys are on Highway 5, and stuff. And yeah, I've had enough of highway living, so I'm good. And you're hotter there.
Yeah.
We put this is a 107-year-old house. We installed air conditioning in this house. We're probably the only house in this whole neighborhood with central air.
We don't have central air conditioning. We have to rely on fans and air and AC units.
Yep. I'm better at being descriptive, which is why I'm getting into Dungeons & Dragons. Oh my goodness. Well, Dr. Baconstein, my kids are big D&D fans. Every Saturday, they get together with their friends, alternating homes, and it's a big D&D thing, and they all take turns being dungeon masters. So my kids love D&D. It's not like it was when I was younger.
I'm really into Magic the Gathering.
Yeah?
I've been wanting to get into D&D a little bit after I've heard about it.
You probably would love it because it's real creative. The Dungeon Master, it's all storytelling.
Yeah.
And the Dungeon Master really is the person with life and death in their hands. And it's really, I love things that are creative.
Yeah.
So, if it gets kids to think and storytelling is just a fun way to think. And D&D is a fun way of creating stories.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they love it. They got a big group that they do D&D with. So
I have a card shop pretty close to my house, just like a 36-minute walk away from my house.
Cool.
And they have card events like every Friday night. They have a Magic night.
Oh yeah.
The card shop's called Geeks and Games.
Nice.
So I wanted to head up to that to investigate it a little bit.
That is cool. See, Dr. Bankstein, he says that they get together every Sunday. But it is really cool because I mean they dress up too.
Yeah.
They really do. They dress up,
Both
especially Dungeon Master. Dungeon
both
Master
a role playing
got to
and
put on
cosplay game.
has to put on the guard, man.
Yeah.
He's got life and death. So, and then for my son, I bought him a big old giant dragon goblet. So I mean, you gotta have a dragon goblet.
Yeah.
And I had no idea there were so many dice in the world. Oh my goodness! It's like they have like a countless dice. This is
Yeah.
crazy. And then my daughter's got this thing that rolls the dice, and I don't. It's just I don't understand. I just know it just costs a lot of money. 'Cause
Magic.
They just keep spending it.
Magic can cost a lot of money depending on what you're wanting to buy. But the thing is, it's so much cheaper than Pokemon. Pokemon cards, you can buy 80 of them off of 1,000 of them off of Amazon for $80. But Magic, it costs only $23 to buy 1,000 pack.
Wow.
I've got like 1,500 plus Magic cards. But the thing is, I have nothing to do with them because I'm the only major Magic player in my family, and there's nobody that lives near me that plays.
Oh no. Well, can you do it online or something?
Yeah, there's a Magic the Gathering arena, but I haven't
My
downloaded that
group
yet.
plays on. Oh yeah, see, Dr. Bingenstein. My group plays online. I play with people in New York and Florida. So, and yeah, my kids they do that too. They actually have their group also plays online. In fact, that's how they met because COVID and stuff. And
Yeah,
but yeah, when we moved here, they found these other kids, and actually, they're not all they're kids to me. They're in their 20s, but it's all relative. I mean, I've been married for over 35 years, so it's like you guys are all kids to me.
yeah.
It's funny. I had a customer yesterday in the store, and I'm almost 60, and she goes, "You're not almost 60." I go, "I'm almost 60." Her and her boyfriend or her husband, I think, and it's like they both looked at me and said, "You look like you're in your mid-40s." I go, "I wish." I mean, that would be great. I remember my mid-40s. It was awesome. I was healthy. I was surfing, snowboarding in the winter. I mean, it was great. But nowadays, I walk up the hill to the lodge and I'm coughing up a lung. Terrible. I had one of my illnesses is pulmonary embolisms, and that's blood clots on your lungs.
Yeah.
Oh, they're extremely painful. But anyway, that destroyed one of my lungs, and so I only really have one lung that's in decent shape, and I just can't breathe. Where's my tail? I have a tail someplace. Oh my goodness, maybe it's in here. No, it's not in here.
But I'm also trying to get into a newer game called Flesh and Blood that's starting to migrate over from England.
Flesh and Blood?
Yeah. I've heard that it's called Flesh and Blood because the creators want it to be played specifically like that in the Flesh and Blood in person rather than online.
I'm missing a tail. Missing a tail. I have it someplace. I know I have it someplace. I got to find it later. I'll find it later. Fit this thing. Look at this thing. This thing's huge.
Yeah.
I'm going to put size 4 hooks on this, I think. Something I don't. I could put like 4-aught hooks on this, but I don't have any of those. Those things are huge. But that is a big old giant beam. I mean, sometimes I just drag this behind the boat, trail it behind the boat and see if I can get me a German brown. Because they'll hit this baby.
Really?
Or a big old bass will hit this. And
yeah, I can see that.
That's great. But when you go big, you don't catch much. I mean, you can drag this around all day and catch one fish. So
the bigger the hook and the lure, the bigger the fish will be. But the
Yeah.
smaller the hook, the more likely the more range you have on the size of fish you'll catch.
That's right. That's why I like ultralight fishing. That's
Yeah.
why this little bait here, I mean, it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I could paint it lots of different ways, different kind of pumpkin seed sunfish. I can make it a crappie. I can make it all sorts of different fishes on this. And this thing would catch. If this swims well, I mean, you're going to see a bunch of these in the store. I mean, that's a guaranteed hit because it's the
Yeah.
perfect size for big and small fish. I mean, everything will hit that size of bait. So I'm pretty stoked that he sent me that. Although I went online to see if he had any, and he sold out. So I sent him an email. Says, just tell me when you get some, because
Yeah.
that's really a nice bait. It swims well. If it don't swim well, I won't buy any.
Yeah.
It's got to swim well.
Gotta make sure it swims well first before you buy a lot of them.
Exactly, and I do. I like this. I'll show you this other one I did today. I can't find those big hooks. There we go. There's another big hook. Like I said, they're all messed up. They were perfectly sorted. Let's see one of these. This bait, this blank. Painted this today. It's beautiful. Beautiful metallic color shifting paint on it. But this is what we call a round bill. And let me take the tape off the bill. And this thing is just beautiful in the water. And I had one. I was catching a ton of fish, and then I lost it.
No, dang.
But it doesn't have any eyes on it yet, or clear coat. But this right here, see that bill? See how it's rounded like that? It's not a square bill. And this thing swims just beautifully.
I'm sure it
I
does.
mean, this thing right here has got that color shifting paint, and it's metallic, and it's just
Okay.
this thing's gonna be.
I didn't get that. Could you try
Whatever.
again?
I ain't gonna try again, stupid little machine. These little machines just start interrupting people. So I love that bait. I'm going to paint a lot of stuff. I ordered quite a few of those because he sent me that, I think, as a sample, and I just tried it, and it was just beautiful. And I'm just going to have to get more of them and paint more of them and make them craws and stuff. And I did it that color because dark always works.
Yeah.
Light doesn't always work. So that one right there, I could take to Topsy, JC Boyle in the stained waters, and it'll do great. And it'll work great over at Lake of the Woods. But but bright colors like this, and that right there is a Lake of the Woods bait.
Yeah.
Is not going to work over at Topsy. This one will work at both. It's really cool. Sort of a gold crappie look. Really, really pretty. So, but that's going to kill it tomorrow. I don't know. I'll just throw this behind the boat and see what happens.
Okay.
See if I can catch a big one. But yeah, and then I got to find my tail. I got to find a tail. I have a tail someplace for this guy. Oh my goodness. I don't know. But I got to put stickers. So all these are my stickers I put on the packaging. So these are mediums. Nope. I got to print more stickers because these are all jointed. Those are $15 baits, the ones I did today.
Okay.
Yeah. That's because I put the spinners on them.
Okay, yeah.
You put the spinners, they cost more.
Yeah.
That little hook cost me quite a bit of money.
Really?
Yeah, because they can only be made with the with it. It's actually soldered on or something. I don't know. It's actually part of the hook. Now this one doesn't have a hook, so I just wanted to see if it would actually
work.
Yeah, I just want to see if it'll work. If it doesn't, I'll take it off and stick a hook on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's beautiful. I mean, really, those are great looking baits.
Yeah.
Those will sell. Everything else sells in the store. People just say, "What's working?" And they just go behind and says, "Try Mike's." That's what they do, and people buy it and they come to me, and it's so funny because if you met Jade, the girl that works in the store,
I
you know,
believe, yeah, I
Huh?
believe I saw her like the last day we were there.
yeah, Jade is sweet and she's cute, and so people always come up and they always look at Jade and they say, "Oh, you're so beautiful," and they look at me. "You're terrible at fishing, huh?" Yeah. Yes, she's beautiful and I'm terrible at fishing. It's just the way it is. What happens when you get old? People stop me on the lake all the time. They go, "Are you terrible at fishing?" I go, "Yeah, I'm terrible at fishing." I go, "Do you want me to give you fishing pointers? You just called me terrible at fishing." I mean, the customers are great. I love our guests. I mean, they're just really nice people. And so, but yeah, I gotta go upstairs and print some more stickers.
Okay.
Yeah, but thanks for popping in, bud.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, say hi to your folks for me, and
All right. Yeah, I've got to
next time you're in Lake of the Woods,
Yeah.
if it's Friday or Saturday, stop in and say hey.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see you guys. Thanks, Dr. Baconstein. I love that. That's a great name.
See you later.
See you,
Bye.
bud.